Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe. If you're not new and you've been here for a while, then why not make sure that notification bell is switched on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. Now for today's video, I have such an exciting one because we are going to be reviewing the next Disney collab with Revolution. So these literally arrived in the post about 2 hours ago, and I was like, I'm gonna get this video up as soon as possible. And if you have not been up to date with Revolution socials, you will not know, but you know now, that they have done a collab with Aladdin. So we have had 4 Disney princesses so far. We've had Cinderella, Belle, Tiana and Little Mermaid, which I've all done videos on, and I'll leave them linked down below. But now they have released an Aladdin collection, which is super exciting. The Little Mermaid for me was the best one so far, so it'll be good to see if this one lives up to the Little Mermaid expectations. But if you want to see some swatches on these, a tutorial and what I think of them, then please keep watching. Okay, so I'll just show you a brief of all of the collection. So firstly we have a single highlighter, of course. I did pick up every single item in the collection. For some reason though, this collection as well as the Little Mermaid didn't have lashes, which the other 3 princesses did. The packaging is exactly the same on the box, and this is what the highlighter looks like. So it says a whole new world, and the highlighter has a little bit of a pinky, I say a little bit, is pretty much a pink highlighter. I'm not sure if this is going to work for me, but we're going to test that in today's video. I believe this costs £6 or £8. I think it's 6 though. But I will obviously leave it linked all down below. And then we have the main star of the show, which is the face and eye palette, and we'll be testing all the products in this as well. Again, packaging is exactly the same. I love this style of packaging, like it just looks like a book and I'm obsessed with it. And then this is what the Aladdin palette looks like. So we have blushes and highlighters on this side, and we have an eyeshadow palette on this side. I absolutely love the look of the face side in here, and I feel like I need to have a play around with these eyeshadows, see if they're good quality or not, because the first 3 princesses they come out with, you know, wasn't the best quality. Little Mermaid one did step up a little bit, so it'd be good to see if this one is good as well. The palette retails for £15, and then you also get a little lip topper in here. I think these are £5. This one looks so cool. So this is a more pinky bluey, it's more blue obviously, but it has like a bit of a pinky reflect to it. I will test this on bare lips, and then I'll probably put it over the top of like a nude lipstick. So those are all of the products. I'm now going to jump into some swatches quickly, and then we can finally test them. Okay, so these are the swatches of the eyeshadow palette. Not the best, I'm not going to lie, that this black was quite disappointing actually. There's like hardly any pigment to it. And the shades feel quite hardly pressed, which I feel like was a problem with like the other ones as well. So the formula seems to be a bit consistent with these. It will be good to see if they're actually pigmented on the eyes instead of what they're like on the skin, but this is just kind of to give you a bit of an overview of the colour story. Wasn't what I was expecting for Aladdin, I'm going to be honest. I was expecting like blues and greens and purples, and both of the blues are shimmers. I think 2 purples are actually shimmers and 1 of them are mattes. And yeah, it just kind of wasn't what I was expecting, but I do have a little bit of an idea of what type of look I'm going to create with it. Okay, so these are the rest of the products. We have the 3 blushes in the palette, the 3 highlighters in the palette, the single highlighter and the gloss here at the end. I love the variation in this face palette. I feel like you have enough shades and like different tones of shades to cover as many skin tones as possible. This one is like a stunning peach highlighter. I definitely use that as like a blush topper, I think. And I love these blush shades. These 2 are probably my favourite. And this one, I mean, it might be a little bit too dark for me, but I'm definitely still going to try it out as well. These highlighters look really nice and pigmented, so I just really hope it reflects well on the skin. And then this gloss is absolutely gorgeous. It's definitely got the bluey purpley reflect to it, and I cannot wait to test that. So let's get into trying out the products. Okay, firstly, we're going to start off with the single highlighter and we're going to see if a fair skin tone can get away with this. When I was swatching this, it actually felt really smooth. So not like the first three where it felt really dry and powdery. This actually felt quite nice to touch. And hopefully it has a really good reflection. And to be honest, it doesn't really have that much fallout either. Much like the Little Mermaid one, this one is really impressive, if not the most impressive highlighter, like the single ones that they've done so far. This is so reflective, it's so pigmented, it looks really nice and smooth on the skin. Like, look at that. The colour may be a little bit too dark for me, must admit. I can definitely see the cast in. I think you can see it when I look at the camera. However, in terms of actual formula and how reflective it is, honestly think this is the best one that they've done so far. Okay, next we're going to be trying one of the highlighters from the face palette, and I'm obviously going to be taking this light one down here, which is perfect for a fair skin tone. Let's hope that it's really pigmented. Okay, so this one is definitely more of what the other highlighters were like in the previous collabs. Definitely more of a subtle, glowy powder rather than like a super blinding highlighter like this. So for this collab, I definitely prefer the formula of the single highlighter. However, I prefer the colour of the fairest highlighter in the face palette, if that makes sense. So yeah, thumbs up for this single highlighter. I can't actually quite believe how pigmented and beautiful that is. This one is just not my favourite formula. I wish it was like this, and I just prefer the colour of this one. Okay, next I'm just going to put some blush on. So from the blush side in the palette, I'm going to take the lightest one here, which is called Totally Cosmic, and sorry, the highlighter is called Light My Lamp. I'm going to just take one highlighter today. They are going to be like the same formula, so it doesn't really matter to me if I use two different shades. So I'm just going to stick with the lightest pink. My highlighters are already completely different, so I'm going to stick to the same blush. Okay, so this is the blush on, very nice and pigmented. The shade is really fallouty in the pan, but I mean it is really quite pigmented. You can definitely tell that this highlighter is way too dark for my skin tone. I'm so gutted because honestly it is so beautiful. This side looks a bit more like how I would normally look, like with a highlighter that suits my skin tone and the blush. So yeah, those are the face products in the single highlighter and the face palette. Now let's move on to the eye. Okay, so I've just went off camera and primed my eyes. I used my Revolution Ultimate Eye Base, of course. For today's look, I think I'm going to do a bit of a sunset eye because I'm quite confident with them. Firstly, though, I am going to take the black in the palette, this one here. I don't know why I'm pointing to it because you all know what colour black looks like. This is the shade Razzle, and I'm going to add this to the very outer corners of my lids. Just taking this on a Morphe M321 brush. Now, this didn't swatch very well on my arm, and let's see if it's pigmented on my eyes. Okay, so it's definitely not the best black that I've ever tried. However, it is fairly decently pigmented. Like, I've got all the black on, I've packed it on. Definitely packing the shades rather than blending them makes them appear much more pigmented, and yeah, it's okay, just not the best black that I've ever tried. Okay, I'm really sorry, but my camera cut out and I've had to change over to my old camera because I thought the camera would last me doing one video, but it's not. It's like just completely gone, I think, now, and I just need to replace it. But I did just go ahead and put the shade Magic Carpet at the top of the black and brought it forward to the very front of my lid. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Iago, which is this orange right here, and I'm going to blend it at the very top of where I put that purple. Then at the very top of that, I'm going to take the yellow in the palette, which is called Three Wishes. I'm really sorry about the quality, but I'm going to try and sort out a new camera very, very soon. Okay, so now I've put all the matte shades down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through them all and re-blend so there's no harsh line here. And I think I'm also going to add the black in my inner corner as well, so we can do a bit of a halo eye. Okay guys, so I've gone back, I've re-blended everything, so there's no harsh lines anymore, and now we need to add a shimmer to the middle of my lid. Now when I looked at this palette, there was like one shimmer where I was like, yep, that's definitely going on my lid, and that is the shade Magic Lamp, which is a super yellow gold shimmer. Now because this is quite a dry formula, I'm going to go in with my finger. Like, look how nicely pigmented that is on my finger. I just think with a brush, when it's so hardly pressed, it's just not going to work, so... Okay, so that's the shimmer in the middle of my lid. It's definitely not the most pigmented shimmer I've ever used, but it's also not the worst. So what I'm going to do is, with the brush I use the black on, I'm just going to carefully blend the edges in so the line isn't too harsh. Okay, so those are the shades on my lid, and now we're going to go to my lower lash line. So I think I'm going to take the shade Soar, which is kind of this like purpley brown shade. Another thing I noticed with this palette as well, there's only 7 mattes in here when there's 18 shades. Like, at least make half of them matte and half of them shimmer. Like, I just don't understand why the Revolution brands put so much shimmers in their palettes, but I was able to create this look. The Soar shade is really nice and pigmented, and now we just need to finish it off with inner corner and brow bone. Now because there isn't a light enough matte in this palette, I am going to take the highlighter. I don't mind doing that because obviously it's in the same place. I don't have to physically go and reach for a completely different product. Okay, so these are the finished eyes complete. The inner corner and brow bone shade, again, like this, it's not the most pigmented, so it's not a bright enough inner corner that I'd like. It has a really nice golden glow to it and definitely goes with the look, but I just, yeah, it's just not my favourite, you know. So this is the complete eye look. I'm just going to throw in some lashes and mascara, then I'll be right back and we can test out the lip topper. Okay, so I'm back. So my eye look's now complete. I just used my Roxy and Revolution eyelashes, and I also used the Makeup Obsession Mood mascara, which I have done a whole review on the Mood collection if you want to go ahead and watch that. Now we're going to test the lip topper. So this lip topper is so pretty. Definitely really unique to like the other lip glosses they've done. I'd say the other ones are definitely more of like a wearable lip topper. The Ariel one was a little bit purpley pinky, but I still consider that quite wearable, whereas this one is like proper like bluey, reflective, like purpley pink. Like, oh my goodness, it is so stunning. Let's see how this looks on its own. Oh, it smells really nice. Oh wow, okay. Definitely has that bluey reflect to it. You can definitely see that on my lips. Actual formula itself feels really comfortable, really moisturising. I can't feel the shimmer particles in it unless I really harshly rub my lips together, but realistically no one's going to be going out and about and doing this to their lips, you know what I mean? So feels really comfortable, really hydrating. It smells amazing, and yeah, I really like it. It's definitely more of a unique colour. Won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I honestly think this would look super cool over a nude lipstick. So I'm just going to hop off camera, I'm going to do that, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on the whole collection. Okay, so I'm back. I just threw on the Revolution Satin Lipstick in Seduction and put the lip gloss like right in the centre of my lips, and I'm not going to lie, it looks absolutely stunning. You definitely can't see too much of the blue shimmer, only if you really look up close, but far away it looks like I've got a really nice gloss on, and I'm absolutely loving the lip topper. Okay everyone, so that was me swatching and testing all of the I Heart Revolution and Aladdin collection. I really hope you enjoyed this video. So my overall thoughts on this collection, it's definitely not my favourite princess collab that they've done so far. Little Mermaid, you know, she has a place in my heart, so she's always #1 for me. The colour story, the eyeshadow palette's not what I was expecting. As I said, expected the more blues and greens, turquoises, purples, that kind of thing, and it's just not what we got with the palette. The quality of the palette is definitely good. It's not, you know, the best eyeshadow palette I've ever tested in my life, but that seems to be the recurring theme with these palettes, is that they're not like the best quality, but you still can create looks with them. Also, the matte situation seems to be a reoccurring theme again with Revolution at the moment. Just so many shimmers. At least put half matte and half shimmer, so we just have a few more colours to play with. Obviously, I was able to create this look today with as many as the shades as possible, and I do really like the look that I created. I can't say that I don't like it. I definitely do like the look I created. Would I think Aladdin when I looked at my eyes right now? Probably not. So yeah, a little bit disappointing in terms of the colour story, but the collection as a whole is super pretty. Definitely most impressed with the highlighter and the lip topper. I did also love the face side of the actual palette. The eyeshadow palette just seems to be the one thing that I didn't love from this collection. But that being said, that is a personal opinion on my thoughts of the colour story. The quality of the eyeshadows itself, definitely not the best, but also not the worst. You can definitely use them and they do work. So yeah, it is all just based on personal opinions, guys. I would love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. I think the main thing that came up when I spoke about this collection to my patrons was the colour story. So yeah, I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on it. Do you think this represents Aladdin, or do you think they should have worked on it a little bit more? I would love to know. So that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below on what you think of the collection, and of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.